This is our nation, pledge your allegiance.
Your friends start treating you because nobody understands unless you've been through it. And so your friends, your colleagues, all that stuff. Family courts are corrupt. They're stealing our children. Yes, ma'am. They use our children as their personal money printing machine. Judges are corrupt.
Bias, corrupt, they ignore evidence, they suppress evidence of abuse.
Or they make up evidence.
Fraud, perjury.
They just straight up make up evidence.
Collusion.
You need to email Julie. I know you can hear.
CPS is the worst.
CPS is extremely corrupt.
They don't do anything to protect children. They try to take children away.
All right, I'm going to pull in since Julie's walking around. She is in Orange County.
I have a guy in my Bible study group. And he's
Hi. Orange County. Orange.
How are you? Hi. We're protesting. Orange County needs to be clean.
Look at that protest. Go, go, go. Oh, sorry. Let me move my TikTok while we're trying to figure Julie.
The only ones who win in Orange County are the lawyers.
Are the lawyers. Our children are not your personal money printing machine. We need accountability in our family courts.
Sorry, Meg, what did you say? Do you want?
Anybody profiting from our children being removed.
I'm going to keep you over here and I'm going to talk to the people and have them introduce themselves.
Justice for our children. Hi, welcome. How are you today?
You're hurt. So let me turn around this.
Our family courts are corrupt.
CPS
They're taking children from loving
CPS
parents.
is the most corrupt agency of all.
Absolutely.
They have like almost more power than judges.
Right.
They can make any accusation against you and take your children.
Right.
And it's absolutely shocking.
So we need CPS accountability.
Yes.
Accountability for corrupt judges. Accountability for corrupt lawyers colluding behind your back, setting up the case to take your children away. We need accountability for corrupt psychologists that are being called in for evaluations and not doing their job, not keeping the best interest of our children in mind, and basically extorting you for money to see your children.
You get mine back.
And don't go to the Center of Children and Family Law in Orange because they will intentionally, Tracy Willis will intentionally lose your case.
Who will lose your case?
Tracy Willis will intentionally lose your case and not submit evidence showing that you're a present parent, that you're a capable parent, so that way she can milk you over the next 5 to 10 years fighting for your children back. So she was in my first, the first portion of my first hearing. I fired her immediately. Other parent was saying that I was never involved in my kid's life, and I put together a comprehensive timeline with pictures and evidence showing that that was not true. Tracy Willis did not submit it to the court, to the judge, on purpose. 6 years.
Who is she? She's a what?
She's an attorney. She's a family law attorney in Orange off Chapman Avenue, corrupt as hell. The Center for Children and Family Law, my butt. Then you have Renee Wilson ignoring evidence.
So Kenneth Jones, my son, I haven't seen him since February 2022. There's parent alienation involved. I have evidence with that. The court didn't want to realize that. And it got to the point where he was threatening to commit suicide, not only to the school, but to my ex-wife. CPS did nothing about it. The child psychologist did nothing about it.
Who was the child psychologist?
This child,
Reinhardt.
Dr. Reinhardt,
She is a
corrupt.
criminal.
Yeah.
She is an absolute monster. I basically had to walk away, and my son's extremely smart. I had to walk away from my son so that way he wouldn't threaten to commit suicide and follow it through, because he's under so much pressure. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
that's what you do for your son or your daughter, you do it for love.
Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry to hear that. Share your story with me, Josh.
I'm Josh Metter. I am one of the lucky parents. I had to fight 6 years through our corrupt family court system. I had an older daughter, have an older daughter. I was already a proven parent. I was the primary parent. I had 2 younger kids with a girlfriend, and we didn't work out, and so it was revenge time. So long story short, I got Dr. Reinhardt as a 7:30 evaluation. She was supposed to look out for the best interests of our children and do an investigation, collect evidence, and all she did from the get-go was complain that she wasn't getting $30,000, that she was only getting $15,000. It was clear that money was her only, was her primary focus and not our children's best interest. And so she wrote a report against me without looking at any of my evidence. My transcripts for my court case show her statements. We caught her in multiple lies, perjured herself over and over again on the stand in my trial. Ultimately, my attorney and I were able to overcome Dr. Reinhardt's report, but I lost, it cost me $400,000. I lost everything. I lost 6 years of memories and time with my kids. And Dr. Reinhardt had no reason to say that I shouldn't be a dad to my kids. And she did so anyways.
Who were the other professionals involved in your case, and who did you make written complaints to?
We've complained about to the Board of Psychology. Thank you for bringing that up. The Board of Psychology is ignoring complaints. I know for a fact Dr. Reinhardt has received complaint after complaint after complaint after complaint. We found many mothers and fathers online. We've all connected. We've all submitted complaints, and they're acting like no one has ever complained about Dr. Reinhardt before. So we're trying to get someone to listen to us. We have a ton of evidence showing that she's committed fraud, bribery. She's taking tests for parents that she shouldn't be taking in order to cast them in a negative light. She clearly only cares about money and sucking the parents dry. And
who are some of the other professionals in your case?
I had Tracy Willis originally was my original attorney. She was with the Center of Children and Family Law in Orange. She intentionally lost my case.
Did she fight for your kid?
She did not. She intentionally lost my case so she could try to milk me over the next 6 years. And then Commissioner Renee Wilson didn't look at evidence. She ignored evidence. Testimony that mom was breastfeeding our Down syndrome child and puked all over him, drunk out of her mind. And Commissioner Wilson said, we all have bad days sometimes. 100% custody to her. So we want justice for our kids, accountability in the courts, cameras in the courts. If you're going to take our kids, do it by jury. Do it by a jury of our peers. Do not let these judges and psychologists play God.
What about immunity?
There should be accountability, no immunity. If you're doing corrupts, having no accountability in our family courts breeds corruption. If you have all power and can do whatever you want, then you end up becoming corrupt. And we want accountability, we want transparency,
oversight,
and we want justice for our children.
Yes. Thank you, Josh. Hi, Jennifer. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your story, what the court did to you, what the court did to your kids?
Hi. We lost our house, and my situation was a domestic violence situation. I was staying with my daughter in a hotel and had to go out to get medicine and food for my daughter. When I came back, I was arrested for leaving my daughter alone, and CPS, although she was old enough to be able to stay by herself for a period of time when I went out to do shopping and things like that, I was arrested for leaving her alone. CPS made up lies saying that I was crazy. I'm a UC Berkeley graduate. I teach math, and I'm a good mother. So they ended up saying that I had a mental illness, and they took my both daughters, I have 2 daughters, from me, and put them in foster care.
How long has it been since you've seen your kids?
I am allowed to see them, but it's very mentally grueling on my kids and myself.
Are they monitored visits or?
They're monitored visits.
How much do you have to pay for that?
I don't have to pay anything, but because CPS is involved, so they basically were put in foster care with my sister, and my sister and brother-in-law are profiting off my 2 kids at $3,400 a month. So they are all in the loop with CPS, making up lies about me, saying I'm crazy and not capable of taking care of my children. And CPS is along in bed with them. So for 2 years, they've been in quote foster care, and all I ever did was go out to get my child food, medicine, water. I just cannot even believe this can go on in our country. I have to have a 6-month review, a yearly review. I work with kids every day teaching them math, and I don't know what it will take to even get my kids back.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
What do you think the court needs to change? Juries, prosecute perjury, fraud, don't suppress evidence. What about, tell me what you think.
CPS can just say, oh, you're mentally ill and you don't deserve your kids. They can make up any lie about you. Like I said, I'm a math tutor. I'm not a mentally ill person whatsoever. And that, they can say anything. And then because I have a family member in collusion with them, they can also say that. They can make up lies about you, and they benefit. They're benefiting $3,400 a month on my children, and I don't know who else is benefiting financially, but somebody must be, because there's no reason to remove my children. And the CPS worker is trying to do permanent placement of my children with this family member, which is completely unfair. And I'm really, really worried about this. I can barely sleep at night. I don't know what to do to get justice to get my kids back.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us what the court did to you and to your kids?
Hi, my name's Jeanette Nash, and I have an 8-year-old neurodivergent child, and we've been going through this for a couple of years now, and I've been trying to prove the best interest for my child, and Mary Kreber, Harry Papa, has been our judge, who does not care about neurodivergent children, does not care about the best interest, doesn't care about what the psychologist says. She only cares about what Barbara McNamara lies about. I have proven time and time again perjury and perjury and perjury, and she does not care. She allows the lawyer to interrupt by yelling and yelling, and I'm the one on record admonished because I will say something back, and the other attorney is not. So I was fined $1,500 last time because I don't come in with lies, I come in with the truth, unfortunately, and I thought the truth would be on my side, and it was not. But instead they don't want to show all of his income, that $13,000 a month in interest is nominal, and it's not used for child support. None of his assets are used for child support, but they can continuously just give him everything he wants. He gets all holidays, he gets back and forth. They don't care about what's in my child's best interest, but back and forth transportation.
Do you have a minors counsel or a gal or a therapist?
No.
And who is your judge again?
Mary Kreber, Carrie Papa.
Vera Papa. And who are the 2 attorneys in the case? Are you pro per?
I did have an attorney, but she ended up being bullied so badly by Barbara McNamara that she went into her little girl voice, and I fired her after $6,000 for 3 months.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
What are you calling for? Tell me what you think the court needs to change.
I think that they need to be held accountable. I think that there needs to be an oversight committee. I think that they need to lock them up.
Yeah.
Throw away the key.
Take away their judicial immunity so they
Yes.
can be prosecuted and
Yes.
investigated?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hi, why don't you tell us your name and tell us about what Jessica Sinclair did to you?
My name is Joanna. In 2009, I was going through domestic violence. And the court, I came to the court, and the court appointed Jessica Sinclair to be the reunification therapist. And I was telling her about everything what I was going through, that I was going through domestic violence, that at 13 I was forced to marry, and I was sexually abused by my husband. And she used all my past and all my my trauma to talk to the court. And her
It's okay. How about if you tell me how badly this has harmed you and caused you stress, or whatever words you want to use.
I had 2 jobs, and because of her recommendation, because she used my trauma against me, so she recommended the judge to remove me from my home, that me and my kids were staying, of course, with my ex-husband. We were paying for the home, so her recommendations was to remove me and out of my home. And my oldest daughter was forced to be the mother of the house. She was forced to take care of my whole family.
I'm so sorry. What do you think needs to change? Jury trials, and judicial immunity, cameras in courts?
Cameras in court, and for the judge and everyone to make sure that all the professionals have the right credentials, like Jessica Sinclair, that she lied about everything in court.
Joanna, thank you so much. I know, I can see you're struggling. I know how difficult it has been, and basically the horror that this court caused you and your family. Thank you for being here and showing up. You're an incredible inspiration. Hi, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what the court did to you and what do you want to see change?
My name is Joaquin Cruz Castillo. In 2022, I was accused of domestic violence, but then my ex-wife removed the restraining order on November 18, 2022, and then that day she got arrested for domestic violence too. And but when we came to the court only see what happened when I was arrested, not when she was arrested. So the police report from my arrest to her arrest are very different.
Who was your judge?
Sherry Lee Horner.
Oh, Sherry Honer.
Yeah.
And were there attorneys involved or minors?
She had the community aid society, but I was defending myself.
Okay.
I've been defending myself the whole time. Lies, false allegations that I proved I was not true, but Sherry Lee Horner just decided not to listen to me.
Did you have therapists or minors counsel in your case?
I didn't have therapists, but by the time we went to the court, I was asking for therapy, and I couldn't get it any time. So that involved right now with child support. Child support opened a case back 2022 November, and they're supposed to close it because when they called me, I proved them that I was with the kids, I was with the mom. I was married since 2017, so they said they closed the case. So but when I asked for the records last August, this past August, they denied the records. They told the court that they will not give me the records of the case.
What do you think the court needs to do differently?
First of all, to understand that each situation is different. Like there's person that's going through a lot of domestic violence and they live alone. And there's persons who, honestly, they're not going through domestic violence, but use that to not be honest and tell the truth, talk face to face. So the court needs to evaluate every case clear, look for evidence, because there was no evidence on my domestic violence. There was more evidence for her.
So maybe jury courts,
Jury courts, like, because that
submission
way
of
people
real
can-
evidence.
yeah, submission of real evidence, because
Cameras
they have the
in.
evidence, but
Yeah.
they don't review the evidence.
Yes.
They do have evidence. Okay.
Yeah.
They had the police report. They had my pictures and everything, but they don't review the evidence.
Yeah.
They just what the lawyer told me was like, oh, her testimony is the evidence. Only what about my testimony?
Yeah.
So
The evidence wasn't properly weighed.
yeah. I've been trying to go to the supervisor court. Judge
Who have you made complaints to?
I made already complaints to the whole county and to
The County of Orange?
Yeah.
To the Board of Supervisors?
And to Vicente Sarmiento, which is my supervisor of the district I live. Right now I have a petition on
Supervisor
change.
Sarmiento?
Yeah. I
Okay.
have a petition on change to get seen by him.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
I'm sorry for what you've been through. Let's go over. Hi, Genevieve. How about if you share your name and what the California courts have done to you and your children, and what change needs to happen?
It's more traumatizing as I say it. Okay. I'm Genevieve Escobar, and my story actually resides in Ventura County. I can't say too many details because it's still active. I do have a court hearing coming up September. Okay. I do have a court hearing coming up September 17th. I've been dealing with Ventura for 5 years. My son's biological father has engaged in so many different acts of violence. It doesn't matter. I've been criminalized. I've been almost stripped of my license more recently.
Your professional license?
Yes. They contacted the state. And that's how I provide for my family. That's how I continue this fight. I haven't seen my son in 7 months. I haven't talked to him. Somehow he was able to get a restraining order. I got arrested for protecting him. I did all the checks and balances. I obeyed the court orders. I verbalized my concerns, and I've been stripped of all my parental rights illegally.
So are you saying that the court retaliated against you when you reported abuse and pressed for accountability?
I'm telling you, every single system has failed. He has assigned counsel. He has assigned therapists who have known ties to other counsel, opposing counsel. They're mandating reporting. Didn't happen. So everybody is accountable for the ongoing abuse that my son's endured. I mean, I was told from the get-go and gaslighted that domestic abuse doesn't matter. It's not relevant. It is relevant. If the perpetrator is the father and he's done it on the individual, he's more likely to do it on the child. They disregard evidence. All they're looking for is a paycheck. I've spent over $80,000, $80,000, and still owe more. I have loans out, and I can't even see my child. I missed out on everything. His birthday this year, I missed out on his first day of school.
I'm sorry to hear that. What do you think the courts need to change? There's lots of signs here with stuff on it.
Everything. Everything. They need to change everything.
Yes.
They need to have trauma-informed people. They need to see and see coercive control. They need to see and hear the voices of the children, not ignore them.
How about properly educated judges assigned to family court, family law attorneys, therapists, minors counsel, who actually operate in the child's best interests?
And they can't be on their list, their state list. They have to be outsourced neutral parties.
Maybe even from another state or something, so there's no collusion.
I had a neutral custody evaluator, and they blocked it. They blocked every single safety outlet that I could have to speak.
That was not a part of the court system.
Of course. It was not chosen by opposing counsel or minors.
I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else have anything they want to say? Hi. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. You want to share your story?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I filed for divorce in 2019 due to domestic violence and learning about my ex-husband's fentanyl and heroin and opioid addiction. I learned that he had done drug deals with my children in the car. My younger son is severely disabled, nonverbal, has spastic, quadriplegic, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, you name it. I came to family court as a hope that they would protect my children. This was after my ex-husband stole about $500,000 from my family to fund his fentanyl addiction, which he admitted to on the stand and was prosecuted here in Orange County by the Orange County DA's office. He got probation for that. And instead of the courts protecting my children, they continue to punish me and punish my kids by not protecting them. My younger son has spent over 20 visits to the ICU at Chalk Hospital as a result of visitations with his father. And every time I brought this to the court's attention, I have lost more custodial time where my sons both have to go with my abuser. And there's been clear evidence that my younger son has not been cared for properly. At the very least, it's been medical negligence. And I can no longer bring this to the attention of the courts because I lose custody whenever I do that.
Because they retaliate?
They retaliate. We were assigned minors counsel in 2020, and to this day, he still has never met with my boys. And
Who's the minors counsel?
Brian Barron.
Oh, that's a very well-known name.
Yes, he is. And not only has he not met with the boys, but on the stand, during his case against me, he has claimed that he's spoken with both of my boys, including my son, who is completely nonverbal, and stated that it must have been a miracle that he got him to talk and to tell him that he wants to live with his father. He's reversed his stance so many times on who he thinks that the boys should live with, and there's just no end in sight. In fact, I believe I'm supposed to be back here on Thursday for another hearing because...
Who's your judge?
We had Judge Meinerich, who retired, and I'm not sure who it is now.
Oh, okay. So you're going before a new judge this Thursday?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And it's been a nightmare. My son is at Chalk all the time as a result of this, and there's just no end in sight. And in addition to my family losing $500,000 that my ex stole from us, this fight has cost me probably close to $200,000.
Thank you for sharing, Carrie. I'm sorry for your experiences, what you've experienced, what your children have been put through. What do you think the courts, CPS, and Orange County needs to do differently?
I do think that they need to look at the kid's best interest and not the parents' wants. And that's what it comes down to. It's what my ex wants, what he feels he's entitled to because he's him. I don't think that's what's in the best interest of the children. I do think that we need more education with the judges, with minors counsel, with special masters. We've had special masters appointed to our case, and none of them have any sort of training or knowledge about domestic violence, about child abuse, against medical neglect, and I think that that's an important part, at least for children like my own who have extreme special needs. There needs to be better training and better understanding of why certain people should just not be left alone with their children.
Yes. Are there any other things that you would make, recommendations you would make for the court to change or adopt? Like like jury trials, cameras in courts, ending judicial immunity?
All of the above.
Okay.
I do think that things would drastically change if we have jury trials. I think that it's our rights as people in this country to have a jury trial, and I think that if we put 12 people in that jury box who are hearing these stories of these families, I think that the outcome would be very different, and I think that people would start understanding that children's needs and the rights and the protection of children must come first, and I think that would change a lot of our outcomes.
Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody for coming. You should pat yourselves on the back. This is really scary with the degree that they terrorize families and children in court to come and speak out, but you should be really proud of yourself, and this is a national movement. Thank you everybody.
Thank you.